Welcome to online learning channel, the Edu Cafe. Hello students, I'm Dr. Priya Parkar. Have more than 3 decades of teaching experience in degree college. This video explains salient features of Constitution of India. This chapter is most important in foundation course. Now let us begin. Before we start to understand the salient features of Constitution of India, let us have a look at the expected questions in the examination. In offline mode of examination, a question may come for 15 marks as explain the salient features of Constitution of India. India gained independence from British rule on 15th August 1947. The Constitution of India provides the framework and structure for the governance of an independent India. The Constitution is the supreme law of the nation, and every citizen of our country has to abide by the Constitution. The Indian Constitution was framed and adopted on 26 November 1949. This day is marked as Constitution Day or Samvidhan Divas. It came into effect on 26 January 1950. This day is known as Republic Day. The preamble forms the first part of the Indian Constitution. Preamble is an introductory statement in a document that explains the purposes, objectives of the documents. The preamble is considered to be the key of the Constitution because it provides the guidelines of the Constitution. Several salient features. Being proud Indians and responsible citizens, we must aware about the salient features of our Constitution. The first salient feature of Indian Constitution is that it is in the written form, in form of book. The countries like USA, Canada, Germany, Japan, France, Switzerland also have constitution in the written form. A federal state needs written constitution to segregate and record the powers of central and state government as well as to remove any chance of ambiguity. The second salient feature our constitution is that it is one of the lengthiest constitution in the world. The Constitution of India is detailed and comprehensive. It was written thoroughly to answer all doubts, difficulties and controversies. Since its inception till the date, it has increased in size. In 1949, it contained 395 articles in 22 parts and 8 schedules. Now it contains the preamble, 465 articles across 25 parts and 12 schedules. Indian Constitution is enacted constitution, meaning it was drawn and enacted by the people of India through their representatives. It was made, sanctioned and adopted by an assembly called a Constituent Assembly. It is duly approved after a careful discussion on its objectives, principles and provisions. It was derived from the constitution of many countries across the world by incorporating meaningful and relevant to avoid loopholes. Parliamentary system of government is another salient characteristics of the Indian Constitution. The Parliament has the supreme power. The real executive power rests with the Council of Ministers and the President is a nominal. The federal system of government means the administrative, legislative, financial and judicial powers are shared between the central and state government. However, central government carries comparatively extra powers in case of Indian federalism. The supremacy of the judiciary is an essential feature of a federation so that the constitution could be interpreted impartially. In India, the Supreme Court has been established to guard the constitution. Indian adult franchise is another feature of our Indian constitution. Indian adult franchise means the Constitution of India has given power to vote to its people who never had right to vote during the British rule. Any citizen of India, who is above 18 years and mentally fit, irrespective of caste, sex, religion, and educational qualification, can perform the right of voting in elections. Another salient feature declares that India is a secular state. This is the most important feature of our constitution on the backdrop of religious diversity of our country. Secular state means there is no separate religion for the state and every religion is respected equally in the state. The fundamental rights provide the citizens freedom to follow their own religion and religious practices, and no one can be forced to follow any religion. Dear students, click the like button and provide your comments. Do subscribe my YouTube channel EduCafe for such short informative videos on topics from environmental studies and foundation course in geography. Fundamental rights also striking feature of the Indian Constitution. The Constitution of India guarantees certain rights to ensure decent living to its citizens in the form of fundamental rights. The Constitution provides six fundamental rights. These are justiciable means they are protected by the judiciary. Fundamental rights granted by Constitution are not absolute and are subject to certain restrictions. As Constitution strike a balance between individual liberty and social interest. Provision of fundamental duties is also another important characteristic of our Constitution. The fundamental duties are moral obligations which every citizen is expected to perform. The 42nd Amendment identifies 11 essential duties of each citizen of the country towards the nation. Article 51 of the Constitution of India lists down 11 fundamental duties of the citizen of India. These duties remind the citizens of India that they have observed certain basic norms of democratic conduct. Single citizenship is another significant feature of the Indian Constitution. Single citizenship, unlike USA. A domicile of Maharashtra state of India automatically becomes the citizen of India, as Maharashtra is a state of India. All the citizens of India enjoys equal rights across the country, irrespective of the state where they are born or resides. Directive principles of state policy has been adopted by Indian Constitution from the Irish Constitution. The Indian Constitution outlines certain directive principles to keep in mind while making any new legislation or formulating policy. It attempts to provide social and economic justice to our people and to establish a welfare state by safeguarding the interest of the weaker sections of the society, reducing inequality in income, or for establishing Panchayat Raj throughout the country, and so on. The Indian Constitution is a unique example of combination of rigidity and flexibility. Constitution is a dynamic document. Hence, there is provision to make revisions called as amendments. A constitution may be called rigid or flexible on the basis of its amending constitution. Amendments need special procedure to be followed. Over the last 75 years, the Indian Constitution has been amended for 104 times. However, one must remember that certain part of Indian Constitution cannot be changed. Independent judiciary is another crucial feature of the Indian Constitution. The judiciary ensures the proper functioning and the enforcement of various provisions of the Constitution. Indian judiciary is independent, impartial, and hence not biased. It is free from the influence of the executive and the legislature. The judges are appointed on the basis of their experience, qualifications, working conditions. Judiciary has power of judicial review. It can declare any law as null and void if it violates the fundamental rights of the citizens or finds the law is not consistent with the constitutional framework. The Indian Constitution has included the provision of the emergencies for the protection of interests of the country and its people. It helps when the government is not running in difficult times. The Constitution elaborates on emergency provisions in such situations. There are three types of emergencies. The first, national emergency like war, external aggression or armed rebellion. The second, or armed rebellion. The second, administrative emergency arising out of the failure of constitutional machinery. And third, financial emergency. During emergencies, the federal constitution can be converted into of the official language is also one of the important characteristics of our constitution. Our country is multilingual in nature. Therefore, provision of the official language was the most important feature to unite the nation together. Hindi has been spoken with the majority of the people. Hence, it was declared as the official language of the entire country. Besides Hindi, the 8th schedule of Constitution recognizes 22 state languages as the Indian languages. Well, these are some of the salient features of the Indian Constitution. Thank you.